Hola, and welcome once again to the Schaefer, back to a two-car garage and small engine shop. Although I'm still reeling from my defeat by Hank the Tank, the Cub Cadet M60, I've decided to man up and move on and tackle something that's a little bit more easier to work on. This is today's subject. It's a Black Max powered by Honda pressure washer. This is made by One World Technologies, a part of Ryobi, which is owned by Tektronix over in South Carolina. Tektronix owns about 2 zillion brands, mostly battery powered or electric powered hand tools, but they make some weed eaters, string trimmers, and pressure washers. Now, this is a vertical shaft pressure washer, and when it came to me, the pump was completely frozen onto the crankshaft of the motor, and I couldn't get it off, so I gave up fooling with it. Told the owner, hey, you can come get it, I'll put it out on the street, or you can put it out on the street. I cannot get the pump off of it, and the pump was leaking oil all over the place, and it's junk. So he decided to give it to me so I could put it on the street. And after it sat here for about 2 weeks, I got to thinking about how can I get this thing off of here. And I did come up with a solution, which I'll show you in a minute, but here is the problem. These vertical shaft pressure washers, where the pump is mounted underneath. Here's the pump. This is the new pump. They've got all of these little indentations there where there's a bearing, and all the water tends to collect right here and stays there. Of course, fills these two things up here on these arms of the pump, and it rusts. And when they rust, they are a bear or impossible to get off. So, I like pressure washers that have horizontal shaft engines, and the engine's here and the pump is out front, and they'll drain, and they're easier to work on. These things, pumping, all the connections are down underneath them. They're just a pain to work on. This is the old pump, and I don't know whether you can see this very well or not, but every orifice in this thing is completely corroded. All kinds of calcium deposits. The owner of this pump lives in the country, and he has well water, which is full of minerals, and so it has completely clogged this pump, which is probably what killed it. It's why it probably exploded, because it couldn't get the water pressurized to squirt out. So now I'll show you how I got this pump off this thing. Well, we're back, and I can tell you it is several hours after I completed filming the first part of this video. The pump is back up.
not without a fight, but we got it on using a combination of the old key, the new key that was supplied with the pump, a bench grinder, and a file, and we got the pump on. Now, the real purpose of this video was to show you how I got the old pump off. Let me get my tools together here and I'll show you. And I'm going to move you up for a little closer view. This is the problem area right here, where water collects, rusts the crankshaft, and rust the pump part here, which is steel, rusted onto the shaft. And you can't get to it because the engine's in the way to try to beat the pump off. So what I finally thought about was a combination of tools. One, I went to Harbor Freight and bought the biggest tie rod separator or pickle fork that I could buy. Now, the shaft is 7/8, and the opening here on this pickle fork is about 1 inch. The pickle fork will fit in here, and it does give you some leverage, although you don't want to be levering against the aluminum or magnesium crankcase. So, in a relic from my motorcycle days, I have a number of, kicked my tripod here, a number of tire tools. This is a little tire tool that I got from Motion Pro, and I figured out that I can put this tire tool in here like this, then get the pickle fork and put it in like this and beat the snot out of it with a big hammer. And this is a big brass hammer that I made when I was in the brass foundry business. Pop, 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 pop. Pull, pry, pull, pry, pull, pry. And of course, soak with WD-40. And I actually got my torch out and heated up all the pump area there, try to get it to expand a little bit. And after all of that, beating on it, prising on it, it actually moved a little bit. I thought, oh, this is nice. So I took the torch and my penetrating oil, soaked it again, heated it again, beat the snot out of it some more, and by gosh, it moved a little bit more. So I kept heating, WD-40, beating, and I'll be damned if the rusted pump didn't eventually pop off. So once I got the old pump off, then I could disassemble the thing, put emery cloth on the shaft, polish it up like it needs to be, slathered it all up with anti-seize in case somebody has to go through this operation again. But we got it off, and without a considerable fight, we got the new pump mounted and on. And the next thing we're going to do is take it outside and see if it operates. I'll be back. Engine started on first pull. governor needs to be set up because it's not running as fast as it needs to, but it's running good enough to go back where it came from. Hope this video helps somebody. Thanks for watching.